It is Wednesday, my dudes. Super Bowl Sunday is fast approaching, and my big question is, Turning Point USA is the name of the group, whatever you want to call it, the activist group. Originally founded and created by a one Charlie Kirk, and now taken over by his wife. I snicker at the word wife just because it's like, you know, and you can say I'm an idiot for this, but boy howdy, it just did not seem like, from what I saw, that she was grieving, that she was like just not grieving at all, or at least not properly. And it's like, come on. I didn't see a single picture or video of her like shedding a tear. It's like, your husband was shot. But okay, that's neither the point. So Turning Point USA says they want to do their own halftime show, right? They don't want Bad Bunny, even though he's from Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States of America, mind you. Now, it's not necessarily a state like the 50 states that we have. It could be, if we bothered to vote it in and ratify it and all that jazz, but that's not going to happen. But Puerto Rico is part of the United States, kind of like the Florida Keys. You know, it's not directly connected to Florida, but it is a part of Florida nonetheless. Blah 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 blah. Or like, trying to think of like another island somewhere. But point is they want to do their own halftime show with Kid Rock, which, you know, look at some of his lyrics. Don't get me wrong, I listen to him. He's a mildly good artist, but where are you supposed to watch this? That's what I'm really trying to figure out, because I don't think any of the major news networks, like, how do you do that? How do you have two separate halftime shows airing at exactly the same time? I mean, you can do that, but they're going to obviously have to be on two separate networks, unless Turning Point somehow comes up with enough money to sit there and say, have our halftime show play instead of Bad Bunny. But you'd have to have a hell of a lot of money to look at NBC and go, play our halftime show instead of yours. And I don't think Turning Point's going to come up with that kind of money, because they just won't. I don't think they will. So again, my question is, where are you going to go to be able to watch this halftime show? So you mean to tell me that as soon as they say, get ready for the halftime show, now all of a sudden you either have to go to a completely different channel, which, again, what channel? Or it's probably just going to be online on a website somewhere. So what? You have to go to turningpointusa.com or whatever, and you got to log in at the right time. And this is assuming that their servers are going to handle, you know, everybody that tunes in to stream this at the exact same time. So you watch, there's probably going to be a server crash. So I find it hilarious. It's like, no offense, but pick up a globe, would you? Pick up a globe and look at it. And not even that, just do an internet search of Puerto Rico. It is a part of the United States of America. Okay? Again, it's not one of the 50 states, but it is a part of the United States of America nonetheless, whether you like it or not. Just like, technically, okay, here, I'm thinking of it now. DC, the District of Columbia is what that stands for. The place where the Capitol building is, and most of our nation's monuments, that is technically, those people cannot vote. If you live inside DC, you technically cannot vote. So that could become, DC could become the 51st state. And they've tried very, very hard over the years They are citizens of the United States, but because, but because of where they live, they're not allowed to vote in presidential elections. So that's a fun one to think about. So, excuse me. Just, again, remember this stuff. Like, assuming that there's anybody that's actually that pissed off that somebody like Bad Bunny is doing the halftime show, unless that's just, the internet doing the internet. But if you really are that upset because you don't know who the artist is at the halftime show, look them up, find a song, and listen to it. Nobody's saying that you have to like it. And if it bothers you that much, then why don't you actually call the people who are in charge of the halftime show? Call them up. Send them an email. Write them a letter, assuming you know how to write and you have a pen and paper available. And tell them, here's who I would like to be at the halftime show next year. And in my personal opinion, and I've seen this floating around the internet a bunch of times as it is, I'm going to go ahead and say that at some point or another, before something happens to him, Weird Al Yankovic needs to do a halftime show. Laugh at me if you will, but he has a huge fan base. And I can guarantee you that guy's got some stuff that you would find entertaining if you listen to him. Okay? Again, if you don't know who he is, Weird Al Yankovic, go listen to him. He is the artist with the curly hair, who knows how to play an accordion, who makes parodies. So, that's all I have to say. It's Seahawks versus Patriots. I'd much rather see the Seahawks win just because I don't like the Patriots. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you next time.